What's up, everybody? Paul, Cody, Ditch Panda Bass Fishing, back for another video. Today it's all about our top 5 baits all year round.
They work all year, buddy.
Are you ready?
I'm always ready.
Let's do it then. Okay, so we've narrowed it down to 5 baits plus 3 honorable mentions.
We narrowed it down to this many.
We narrowed it down to this many.
Plus 3.
But all year round baits, something that you can throw year round, doesn't matter what temperature, doesn't matter how much sun you're getting. If there's not ice on your lake,
Yeah.
all these baits are players.
Yeah. I think that at any lake in the country, as long as it wasn't covered in ice, I would be perfectly comfortable and confident throwing all of these. No matter the water temperature, no matter the condition, post front, pre front, cloudy, high pressure system, low pressure system, I'll throw them all.
I mean, with the exception of one bait that's on the table, every single bait that we're going to talk about can be fished super fast to ultra slow.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. One of them's just like one of those ones that I can't stand, but I keep it on anyway because you have to. So my first one, and by far, more than any other bait, more than anything else that I throw, I am the most confident in a jerkbait, period. This is my bait all year round. I have it on the boat. Not only do I have it on the boat, I have it right in front of me. I have it on the deck all the time. It doesn't matter. You guys, there's 100 brands out there, okay? There's, you know, you're going to get some different sounds, you're going to get some different lengths, and you're going to get different depths. But the best part about a jerkbait is that in the summer, in the spring, pre-spawn, you can fire this thing out and go literally as fast as you can. Twitch, 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 the entire way. Don't pause, just rip, right? And you'll get bit. And in the wintertime, you can throw that sucker out there. You can crank it down to wherever depth you're playing with. You can rip it a couple times, and you can go have coffee. It's going to be a minute. I mean, again, I know guys that have counted to a minute before they ripped it again. And I'm telling you, in the wintertime, bass will look at this thing, and they'll just stare at it, and you get that one twitch, and they'll eat it. So, again, jerkbait, my favorite bait of all time, hands down. I will throw this in 2 feet of water or 30 feet of water. I don't care. I will throw it everywhere. I'll throw it around trees. I will throw it like most people throw a square bill.
Well, I'm going to do it. I think you did it.
I mean, I teed him up, so.
All year round, the square bill crankbait. Some people are like, what are you talking about? That's what I'm talking about.
That's what we're talking about.
I'm talking about pissing fish off.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's the wintertime and your water temperature is 37 degrees. Doesn't matter if it's summertime and your water temperature is 88 degrees. In the morning, they're going to be up shallow to feed most of the time. In the summer, it's because it's cooled off. The shad are up there. They're pushing shad against the bank. In the winter, it's because the sun's coming up and it's warming up that water. You throw this, you rip it as fast as you can. Regardless if they're hungry or not, they're going to eat it just because they're mad at it.
Yeah, and again, we'll get into it in a different video, but there are a certain amount of bass in your lake, wherever, whatever lake you fish, they're going to stay shallow. Okay.
You have resident fish everywhere.
And then there are certain fish, you know, another set of fish that are going to go deep for the wintertime. So you're always going to be able to find fish shallow, regardless of water temperature and regardless of time of year. Period.
All right, moving on to the next bait.
My next bait, our next bait, is going to be the swim bait. Now, even though I have a Kitech, which some people think is the only swim bait to ever exist, a swim bait is by far one of my biggest confidence baits.
Yeah.
And it's because you can throw it on...
It's easy to have confidence in it because, one, it gets bit, and two, you can throw it any way you want.
Right. I mean, you can throw this weedless, you can throw it bottom contact, ultra slow, ultra shallow, deep. You can throw it with an underspin.
That's my favorite way.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, you can put it on a rig. I mean, you could do a lot of things with this thing. This thing might be one of the more versatile baits, just overall, because I mean, you can use it as a trailer. So, which
is like 50% of people's fishing with
really any
type of
bait. There's a bunch of them on the market. The Kitech is probably the most popular. Berkeley makes one that looks almost identical to it.
So does Strike King, the Rage Swimmer.
Right. And then there's a handful of them, man. I mean, the swim bait, this guy, not this one in particular, but just swim baits in general, all year round. You can run this thing shallow. Again, you can throw, you can run it through weeds. I mean, it really is.
Also, good to mention, swim baits, all year round, you can throw this one. You can put a 3.8 as a trailer. You can put a 2.8 on a underspin. Or you can throw a 12-inch Huddleston all year round. All in the swim bait category. All in the swim bait category. And we don't have one of the big swim baits out here, but that is what we're talking about. We're not just talking about this guy here. We're talking about, and this is a 4.8, correct? Yeah. This is probably one of the most popular. That's my 3.8 or 4.8. Yeah, that's my favorite.
But again, you can go all the way up to like 12 to 14 inch swim baits. So if you want like arguably probably the biggest bass you'll ever catch in your life, buy yourself a Huddleston and slow roll that sucker in the wintertime. But again, super versatile and 100% an all year round bait.
Yeah. I'm going here. One of my confidence baits.
Yeah, this is one of his big confidence.
I mean, it's just like, I mean, if you got this in your hand, you just can't help but smile.
Yeah.
And that's a jig. This happens to be my springtime jig. Notice the red, orange. All year round. You can fit, this thing is like, it's like a Cinco. I mean, you can just do so much with this thing.
Yeah,
you can fish it so many ways. When we talk about all year round, I mean, most people go to like the hard times to fish, right? Like the dog days of summer, the middle of winter when it's freezing cold. Mm-hmm. Well, that's when this thing excels for the slow times, because you can fish this thing in deep water. You can let it fall all the way down. You can drag it. You can yo-yo it. You can drag hop.
Sure.
You can flip it cover shallow when they're up feeding in the morning or in the evening time. Basically, the only changes with this thing is your presentation and your cadence of how fast you're bringing it in.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking, when we're talking jig, we're talking swim jig, football.
Yeah, I mean,
flip in, and then your overall, like
when you get into the heads of it, whether it's an archy head jig like this one, or a ball or a football jig, those are all just, I mean, really what you're fishing around. But the jig itself, all year round.
You can throw, I mean, you can use this as a swim jig. It's not, you know, it's not going to be like go through grass quite as well, but you can do it. I mean, again, being on a budget, you don't have to spend a ton of money on this stuff. Just get the general stuff and go with it. I mean, you can fish it a bunch of different ways. And this is another reason why it's top 5 all year.
Yeah, absolutely. And it generates a big bite too.
Right. Okay. We talked about this in another video. And it's the Cinco. You can fish it 485 different ways.
It comes in 485 different colors.
485 different colors. And
it's made by 485 different companies.
And so if we're going to keep on that deal, it's literally, this thing's won more tournaments than probably any other bait in existence. It might be, maybe combined. I mean, it's definitely caught more.
Definitely caught more fish
than any other bait probably combined.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the most versatile, for sure. Hands down, bar none, period. It doesn't get any more versatile than that. Again, you can, man, you know what? We're going to link the video of the in-depth, you know.
How we like to fish
How we like to fish them. We're going to link it right here.
It's one of those places.
We're going to link it. And go check it out, because if you don't already know, which most people do, there's a couple tips and tricks in there. So there you go. There's our top 5. There's some honorable mentions, and people are going to be bummed out that we didn't say one of these.
I'll take over that one.
Go ahead, man.
Everyone is like,
fire away.
Did you seriously not do a top 5 all year bait and not talk about a drop shot? Yeah, because everybody throws a drop shot. I mean, it's just like, how many times can we beat that horse to death?
That horse has been beaten a bunch.
I say that, but it's tied on the boat every single time I step on it.
Yeah, there's hardly a time of year where the drop shot is not on the deck of my boat.
Yeah.
It bums me out because I feel like I'm giving up.
Yeah, that's my giving up bait.
But you know what?
It's my give up bait when I don't want to
throw a Ned rig.
Slowly drag a Ned rig. At least I can like trick myself into pretending I'm power fishing with a drop shot.
That is a stretch. But you know what? I'll give it to you. The drop shot. We're going to do an in-depth video. We'll do one eventually. It's not something that's super priority because, again, everybody's done a drop shot video. And we're going to have to kind of put our heads together to figure out like something else to talk about.
Well, I have some things that not a lot of people do.
Stay tuned. Okay. We're going to move on. We got 2 more.
Yeah. No one cares about the drop shot.
Okay. I'm going to go with the A-rig.
Go ahead, buddy.
I have a lot of confidence in the A-rig.
Yeah. You know why? Because, well, here it's 3 swim baits with a hook in them.
Right. Depending on, now you're going to have to look at state regulations on how many hooks you can have. Okay. State of California, it's 3. A lot of states are 3. Arizona's 2, I believe, but double check. And then all the East Coast fisheries are mostly 5 because that's America. What?
Yeah.
I said that. Anyway.
This is why he likes it, because he really loves this, and A-rig is multiple
There's
of this.
5 of those. Yeah. All right. Now we'll do a video on the A-rig, and we'll kind of show you how we set it up and the different types of A-rigs, because there's a bunch of cool stuff that you can do to kind of stand out in that fishing kind of realm. But the A-rig is great because you can throw it out and you can rip it, or you can throw it out and let that sucker go all the way to the bottom and just barely roll that thing on the bottom. You are going to catch fish with an A-rig. 100% you're going to catch fish with an A-rig.
Yep.
If there's fish around, they will eat it. And it's because they see a bunch of bait fish. Mm-hmm. So again, we'll go in depth more. That's a good one. It was honorable mention because these other ones are just, you know.
Honorable mention also because it's like, they're expensive. We understand, like...
Yeah, if you want to set one up properly with the right stuff, I mean, there's not a bunch of them out there. There's a few out there, again, we'll talk about it later. But in most cases, when you go buy one, you're going to have to put stuff on it after the fact.
Yeah.
And it can get expensive.
Yep.
So, again, one last one.
One last one, which is most people take this box completely off their boat in the wintertime, especially.
Yeah, I don't.
No, well, that's the top water popper.
Yeah.
Because again, it's the same thing with this. When they go up shallow to feed in the morning, that popper excels. Because where it's different from this is they're biting this because they're pissed off at it. They're biting the popper because they just can't stand that it's just sitting there making noise and they can see it.
Right.
So I guess it's not, they're just annoyed with it.
Right. And again,
that's what I think, at least. I've never actually sat down and had a conversation with a bass.
Yeah, I haven't either.
But what I gather and my general expertise on the topic
Right.
is that when they're sitting there looking up at a popper, they're just like, I just can't let this thing keep doing that.
Right. Something is wrong with that, and I want to eat it.
Yeah. And that's why the popper makes the list. I mean,
yeah. It's one of those baits again that you can throw at whatever speed you want to throw it at.
Yeah.
It's variable, and that is a great thing, especially in the wintertime. You want those bass to look at it. You want them to take a peek. You want to pique their interest. You want to pop it. Because I'm telling you, man, when you hit it and those things are staring at it, and we'll do videos on the active target, and we will show you how many fish are staring at your bait that you have no idea about.
Yeah.
It is frustrating, but it is amazing.
Yeah.
So again,
the popper really excels when you're talking about, real quick, when you're talking about that deep winter, the deep summer, where those fish are lethargic. Real quick tip, because I want to give it to you right now. Throw that popper out there in those deep seasons. My tip is don't pop that thing. Don't touch it. Let it sit on a slack line until you do not see the ripples from it hitting the water anymore.
Yeah, that's a big deal when you throw it out there.
As when you guys see the live target of us throwing a popper or any other bait that kind of sits, a jerk bait, stuff like that, you'll notice when it hits the water and they see it, they just kind of mosey on up and they kind of just look at it. And then you pop it, and they're like, okay. And then it pops like 10 more times, and they're like, nope, this thing can't do that no more.
Yeah, nope, not in my house, Sally.
Too deep into the popper, because I love those things. They're like one of my favorite things to throw. But
that's it.
Five baits that
that's
work
the top
all year
5
round.
plus 7. I mean plus 3. And we go on for hours and hours iron about this. But again, these are our confidence baits. We'll link them all below in the video description. Kind of our favorite ones, and that way you guys can go take a peek, kind of see what we're into. Yeah, we would love it if you guys leave some sort of comment down below, maybe something that we didn't cover. I mean, there's plenty of them out there. So what's your confidence bait, and in any season, what is the one thing you go to and why? I got a feeling there's gonna be a bunch of guys that are like, why did you say deep diving crankbait? Yeah, well, I'm a fan of that too. Talk to me about it. Yeah, I want to. Which one? I want to hear about it. So. You know, we're on the West Coast, but these things will work all across the country, promise. But we want to hear from you. So, yeah, hit the like button, that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done that already. Yep. Hit the bell if you want us to be annoying in your pocket. And like he said, comment, let us know how we're doing. Let us know your guys' favorite baits all year round. Sponsor the channel. Go get your beef jerky, Baggable beef jerky. Down in the description, you find the link to their website. Code DP10 gets you 10% off your order. Orders over $50, free shipping. All their flavors are amazing. They're the best beef jerky in the universe. We would not have them as a sponsor if they weren't. True. And we wouldn't tell you to order them if it wasn't the best jerky. Yep. So get that handled. True. And we appreciate you guys. Stay tuned. We got a lot more videos coming out in the meantime. Yeah, keep fishing, guys. We appreciate it. Keep fishing. Go have some fun out there. Let us know what you think. We'll talk to you next time. All right, guys.